Coming up on Mountain News, Kentucky played without an important player this evening. We'll recap the Cats' contest against Abilene Christian next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Justin Case. Thanks for staying up late with us for Mountain News. I'm joined by Sports Director Marcus Browning. Marcus, Kentucky began their quest for a 9th national title this evening in Jacksonville, Florida, but would have to play their first game of the NCAA tournament without their star forward.
Yeah, Justin, we found out this morning that P.J. Washington wasn't going to play as Coach Cal announced that the sophomore was out. He was on the bench this evening, and he was in a hard cast. Of course, still up in the air on his status for Saturday. Unfortunately, I cannot show you highlights due to NCAA restrictions, but we can recap some of tonight's action. And folks, it was simple because it was a blowout. From the tip, it was all Kentucky. The Wildcats dominated Abilene Christian in their first ever appearance in the big dance, 79-44. UK held their opposing Wildcats to just 13 points in the first half of this one, the fewest points Kentucky is allowed in a half in UK's NCAA tournament history. Here's some of the players. Kentucky played without sophomore P.J. of Washington, of course, that he was out with a sprained ankle, but fellow Wildcats, Kellen Johnson, Reed Travis, Tyler Hero, they all stepped up and led UK in his absence. Johnson tied a game-high 25 points on 10 of 16 shooting. Reed Travis was 1 rebound shy of a double-double, totaling 18 points with 9 rebounds. Tyler Hero finished with 14 points. The Wildcats' final and third double-figure score, so the Kentucky Wildcats will now move on to number 7 seed Wofford. Kentucky, Wofford have never met before. Of course, still up in there about P.J. Washington. Coach Cal said after the postgame news conference, or during the postgame news conference, that it was up in there. He might be able to get the cast off tomorrow. Still going to be waiting to seed. Looking doubtful, though, that we will see him for this one. This one, of course, set for Saturday. We don't know yet the time, but we'll make sure to have that posted on WYMT.com when we find out those details. Of course, a convincing win without PJ. Kentucky fans, y'all can go to sleep with a smile on your face this evening. WYMT's Will Puckett caught up with a couple of members of the Big Blue Nation as they left the arena this evening.
No P.J. Washington, no problem for the Kentucky Wildcats. A day that went on with Kentucky fans having to sweat out how their team would perform without P.J. Washington turned into a blowout win. Some Kentucky fans didn't expect them to bounce back the way they did. Others say this is Kentucky and this is what we expect from our 5-star recruits.
This is what we're supposed to do. We're Kentucky, right? So we move on, and I hope we get PJ back because we need him to advance, and our ultimate goal is Final Four and the national title.
So I thought tonight was fun. The ACU fans were a blast. They were clearly happy to be here. It was a proud moment for them. Obviously on the court, things were not quite equal. But it was fun to interact with them. They were really good people.
79-44, a Kentucky win that sends them on to the second round. Kentucky will be in Jacksonville through Saturday. In Jacksonville, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Of course, our weather not as warm as Jacksonville. We wish we could be dealing with the upper 60s and 70s. For us, it was a lot of rain and maybe even some snow in the higher elevation. Check out this weather cam because you could see there briefly a few flakes flying along Pine Mountain, and that continues to be the story with really just now a few showers. Notice Whitesburg camera looking at basically just wet roads, clouds moving in, and pinpoint Doppler showing still a few isolated rain chances off there in the portions of eastern Kentucky, far eastern Kentucky, into Virginia and West Virginia. Now the cloud cover going to be sticking around, rain chances coming to an end for now, but I do think we have a system that comes in and brings a small chance as we head into the forecast for your Friday morning. Temperatures, they're sitting in the 40s, 43 in Hazard, 40 in Pikeville, and 39 in Somerset. We'll continue to see these temperatures drop to those upper 30s. So Justin, we'll continue to watch this. Of course, Kentucky fans going to sleep happy tonight. I think the weather for the weekend, it'll make them even happier. We'll have that forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Andrew, thank you. US 460 in Johnson County was closed for almost 3 hours this afternoon after a 2-vehicle crash killed a man and a woman. Police say as Tanya Fletcher was driving, she came up on a car that was stopped in the road who was waiting to turn. She tried to avoid the car but swerved right into the path of an oncoming log truck. Both Fletcher and her passenger, Timothy Rowe, died as a result of the crash. I talked with people who knew them both about how they will be remembered, but who they're also leaving behind. Just before 4 Thursday afternoon, police responded to this scene. The coroner says Timothy Rowe was killed in the wreck. Tanya Fletcher died after being transported to the hospital. Family members of 43-year-old Tanya Fletcher say she was a caring and loving person, like a mother figure.
She opened her home up to everybody. She helped raise me and my sisters.
Boggs says Fletcher was driving with her daughter's boyfriend, Timothy Rowe.
She just recently had a grandchild about 4 days ago.
Family friends of Rowe say the 23-year-old leaves behind 4 young children.
A sweet kid, really sweet. I don't have anything bad to say about him. He's really a sweet kid.
This is a sobering moment for Sherry Joseph. She hopes this is a reminder to tell the people you care about that you love them.
You just never know when it's your time to go. I mean, it's nothing we can do about it. Just, my heart goes out to his mother and his father and his brothers, those little babies.
Officials say the driver of the log truck was transported to the hospital but only received minor injuries. Police say it was raining at the time of the crash but do not know if that played a role. While they do not believe drugs or alcohol are involved in this crash, police say it is standard protocol to do toxicology reports on both drivers. Crews were able to pull a woman from a car in Harlan County this morning. Police say she ended up stuck inside a car following a crash. It forced police to close a portion of the Harlan bypass for a time. We do not know the name or condition of the woman or what led to the crash. An increase in Pike County garbage pickup rates goes into effect on April 1st of this year. Officials say there are several reasons for carrying out a new rate structure. Only 4 years are left to expand Phase 5 of the current landfill to Phase 6. And the cost of Phase 6 is $3 million. That's not the only issue they face. Officials say had money been set aside in previous years for equipment replacement, garbage rates may not be on the rise, but there's more to blame. Collection rates sit at nearly 80%. Workers say customers not paying their bills adds to the financial struggle.
You know, if everybody will do their part, because everybody gets the service, you know. So it's not fair for those that pay the bill and get the service for those that don't pay the bill.
To learn more on what it costs to purchase new equipment and future garbage pickup rates, go to our website, WYMT.com. As the weather warms up, pet experts want you to be on the watch for rabies. Cases have been popping up in central Kentucky. The cause? Skunks. It's mating season for the animals, which means they are pretty irritable, but skunks will make it clear that you're bothering them.
They'll run at you, they'll stomp, scoot back, and do that multiple times. They'll hiss, they'll grunt.
Your dog may not be picking up on those hints as easily. They run the risk of not only getting sprayed, but possibly bit. Here's what to do. Don't get too close to wild animals. Vaccinate your pets regularly and use a leash. An alleged home invasion late Wednesday night leads to the death of one man in Pineville. Police say Jeffrey Fuston was pronounced dead at Southeastern Kentucky Medical Center after being shot during an alleged home invasion on Bradfordtown Wright Road. Homeowners told police Fuston had attacked them and they feared for their lives. Fuston's family, however, were told different stories from neighbors and do not believe Jeffrey invaded the home.
We want justice for his boys. They need justice because Daddy's not coming home.
Police say the investigation is still ongoing and they are asking for any witnesses to come forward and contact the Bell County Sheriff's Office. Coming up at 11, it's been about a week since the Letcher County Little League was broken into. Find out why they still need your help. And disturbing allegations in Arizona after an unconscious patient says she was sexually assaulted.
And the rain chances are ending overnight. Those details are coming up.
3 new Nissans, 2 powerful Titans, 1 award-winning lineup. Save big on all of it at Nissan now. No brand received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards for cars and trucks than Nissan. Save big on Rogue with Safety Shield 360. Hurry in and experience why more people are loving Nissan now.
Lease Rogue with 0 down and 0 first month payment, or get 0% financing